and from carbon credit. This way, we will ensure the farming activities of our cooperatives are sustainable into the future. Thank you, Your Excellency, for accepting and finding time within your busy schedule to come and celebrate the National Ushirika Day with cooperators. Cooperative business is the only ideal model that will ensure financial and social inclusion of all those at the bottom of the pyramid. We assure you, sir, we will continue to ensure members' funds are safe in cooperatives as they are in the bank. And now, allow me to invite the Honorable Minister for Cooperative, Wycliffe Ampeso Paranya, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Cooperative and SME Development, to lead us for the rest of the program.
Thank you, Waziri. Waziri, give us a minute. I do a few acknowledgements. You know, my colleagues came. I want to do a few acknowledgements with the permission, Prime Cabinet. I want to acknowledge the presence of the Principal Secretary in charge of Parliamentary Affairs, Aurelia Rono. Please stand and wave. Principal Secretary in charge of Children Affairs, Karen, please stand and wave. Your Excellency, with permission, allow me again to recognize a few leaders, key leaders who are really here. I want to acknowledge in a very special way Dr. Gideon Murioki of Cooperative Bank. Please start that wave. Thank you, Dr. for what you do for us. Commission of Cooperatives, please. Dr. David Obonyo. The CEO of CAK, Bonamarube Daniel, please start that wave. The chairman of CIC, Musewa Cooperative, Mr. Kuria, please. We see you and thank you for what you do. Patrick Nyaga, please start that wave. Anon Munene, Cusco, the new Cusco, and all the leaders present. I really want to ask, this event has been organized by Ushirika Council. I want to ask the council members to stand and wave as we appreciate what you have done. The Council of Ushirika. Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet, with your permission, allow me, because we're in Nairobi, and the governor of Nairobi called me and told me he sent somebody, allow me to invite the Waziri in charge of cooperative to come and deliver the message from the governor of Nairobi. Otherwise, he is going to inject us from this town. Karibu Waziri.
Thank you, Bwana PS. Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet and the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi, our Minister for Cooperatives and MSMEs, which I also lead, FCPA Oparanya, PSS present, CSS present, my colleagues from Nairobi City County, fellow cooperators, good morning. Yeah, so thank you very much to the organizing committee for inviting us, for inviting His Excellency, the Governor of Nairobi, to come and grace the occasion alongside His Excellency. He was not able to come because he's attending a funeral, so he sent me to pass his regards. I also want to, cooperatives being a devolved government, I also want to assure you of His Excellency's commitment in terms of supporting, creating an enabling environment. I know Nairobi City County, takes a big chunk of the cooperative movement, which is at least 60%. And because of that huge responsibility, His Excellency the Governor did make a deliberate effort to have a subsector under my sector, which is led by Chief Motiso, if you could stand, to ensure that matters of cooperative development and audit in Nairobi are really well taken care of. So asanteni sana for the invitation, and I really want to emphasize the commitment of His Excellency the Governor, and also invite you, to Nairobi as a county, and I hope you will have the very best of the engagements. And please, let's have the best of the discussions today. Thank you very much.
Now, Your Excellency, with your permission, allow me to invite the team leader of the Ministry of Cooperatives and the MSME, Honorable FCPA Wycliffe Ampeso Paranya, to come and do three things. Number one, to acknowledge the colleague cabinet secretary. Number two, to deliver the ministry's speech. And the last, to invite you to address this congregation. Thank you very much. Over to you, Waziri.
Yeah. Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, my colleague, Cabinet Secretary, Ann Cheptum, the chair of CAK, and the entire board. We have also recognized the managing director of the Cooperative Bank because of the role that bank has played within the cooperative movement. The entire leadership within the cooperative movement, the cooperators who have come here, ladies and gentlemen. Before I make my few remarks, I want to invite my colleague Anne to just come and say jambo to the distinguished delegates before we proceed.
Thank you very much, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, my colleague, the visitors present, good morning. Let me take this opportunity to also render my voice and say that we are happy to be here. I am a trained cooperator, and once a cooperator is always a cooperator. I am a member of Ushirika Sacco Society, member 3978, and I even still use my public service number, 910-833-00. I'm also here in my capacity as the Cabinet Secretary for Gender, Culture, and Children's Services. My PS is there. As a ministry, we major on issues of women empowerment, male engagement, and matters to do with children's services. And our support number one is the cooperative movement. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the cooperative movement for supporting women. Women play a very big role, especially in the marketing societies. And even in the SMEs, I'm sure they are the highest borrowers. And I'm sure women also pay back. Let me also use this opportunity to thank my colleague for the work that they are doing in supporting women and mainstreaming women affairs in the cooperative sector. So may we continue to build Kenya, kindly take care of our women, take care of their husbands and their sons, take care of the children. Let us keep a good culture in our country. Let us work together to ensure that we grow and keep, because most of the structures which are in many counties, in the cities, were constructed through the cooperative movement. So let us keep them safe. Let us take care of what we have. Thank you very much, and God bless you. I may God bless cooperative movement. Thank you so much.
Asante sana Waziri. Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, as you note, this is our 103rd Ushirika Day celebrations. Usually, we have the national celebrations in Nairobi every year, except last year we could not celebrate because of circumstances beyond the control of the movement. But this year we did it a bit different. we wanted all counties involved, so at the national level. So we arranged for the county government to celebrate the Ushirika Day on 5th of this month, which is last week, so that we are able to give them a chance to be with us this particular day. And today, as we celebrate Ushirika Day, under the theme, Cooperatives, Driving Inclusive and Sustainable Solution for a Better World. We recognize cooperatives not just as economic entities, but as tools of equity, unity, and shared prosperity. Cooperatives globally showcase resilience through inclusive and democratic values. In Kenya, over 30,000 cooperatives positively impact on our key sectors like agriculture, finance, housing, health, and of course, advancing our Vision 2030 and the UN SDGs. They lift millions out of poverty from agricultural-based cooperatives to SACCOs members, demonstrating the power of collective action. The government support under the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the cooperatives are central to ensuring that we have affordable credit, access to members, and MSMEs. And this is the time we are saying that the development partners should use SACCOs as financial intermediaries to support MSMEs. As you know, Your Excellency, development partners, most of their support has been going through the commercial banks. And you know, under the Banking Act, the requirements of borrowing are more stringent. And we feel we have now more developed and well-structured SACCOs that can be used for borrowing purposes. As mentioned before by my peers, cooperatives already, they have a saving of 1.2 trillion. And out of that, they have lent out 1 trillion, which shows the robust is only 200 million that is left. But compare that with what the banks have, what they have as their saving or their deposits versus what they have lent out. So the cooperatives also continue to support the value chain in agriculture, and they are very critical in agriculture, especially in coffee, dairy, cotton, and others. And of course, climate, they are now adopting the climate smart practices for resilience, such as use of irrigation equipment, drought-resilient crops, and varieties are best and disease-resilient. As a government, we have also initiatives to make sure that the cooperative movement are able to operate in an enabling environment. We have started a world-based cooperative model for grassroots inclusion, thanks to the World Bank for that particular support of this project. We have also a project of 4.5 billion revolving funds to support SACCOs and value chains through the National Agriculture Value Chain Development Project to increase market participation and value addition for targeted farmers in selected value chain. And this is a project that is being implemented by both the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Cooperative and SMEs. Now, the reforms that we are undertaking as a government to ensure resilience within this sector. Obviously, as mentioned by the PS, we have the Cooperative Bill 2024, and we are hopeful that as soon as this particular bill is enacted by His Excellency the President, it will promote transparency, ethical leadership, and governance competency, and create proper structures within the cooperative movement, and also delineate the roles of both the national government and the county government. We are also undertaking a SACCO Act amendment. As you are aware, the SACCO Societies Act was enacted in the year 2008. And between 2008 and now, there has been so many changes in that environment. And as a ministry, we are initiating amendments in that particular act to make sure that it complies with the current trends within the movement. And one of the actions that we have taken is to make sure that we have a deposit guarantee fund to secure members' savings and create also central liquidity fund to ensure operations of SACCOs are very efficient, and this will also create stability within that industry, and also encourage shared digital platform to enhance efficiency and ensure economies of scale. I'm happy to report here that these three initiatives have already been approved by our cabinet, and they are on their way to National Assembly, to Parliament for proper processing. And as a ministry, we are committed to full digitization for improved accountability and transparency within the cooperative movement. Our action as a ministry and as government to the cooperative, we encourage you and say, embrace digital tools, enforce strong governance, and of course, form strategic partnerships. To lead us, champion youths and women, as advocated also by my colleague, in leadership. And this has been adequately addressed in the cooperative bill. As soon as it goes through any directorship, the gender rule will have to be respected. So, championing for youth and women will ensure that there is diversity, and diversity drives sustainability. Cooperatives, you play a very important role in this economy of our country, and you are the pillars of Kenya's economic transformation. Let us work together for an inclusive and sustainable and prosperous future. Thank you very much for also coming up to support us this particular day. I now take this opportunity, as you are aware, the President was supposed to grace this particular occasion, but due to some other commitments, earlier commitments, he had to delegate that responsibility to the Prime Cabinet Secretary. So it's my honor, Your Excellency, to now invite you to deliver the presidential speech. Thank you.
Please be seated. My dear brothers and sisters, good morning. I'm Jambo. Muko salama. Muko gangare. Na muko imara. Aya. Allow me to deliver His Excellency President William Ruto's speech, and with your permission, Mr. Minister, and all the cooperators, I can have maybe 2 minutes towards the end to lend my voice to the cooperators present. So let me go straight into the communication from His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya. Cabinet secretaries present here today, led by Honorable Wycliffe Oparanya, who is the Minister for Cooperatives, our colleague, Mrs. Cheptumo, governors, representatives present, members of the diplomatic corps who are within our midst, principal secretaries, the chairperson of Ushirika Day National Steering Committee, and all your members, leaders of the cooperative movement, and let me take this opportunity to acknowledge Dr. Gideon Muriuki, who is also a personal friend, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege to join you this morning as we mark the 103rd International Cooperative Day, fondly known in Kenya as Ushirika Day. This occasion offers us a unique opportunity to reflect on the enduring legacy and future promise of the cooperative movement in our country. This year's celebration at this iconic Kenyatta International Convention Center carries added significance. It aligns with the United Nations Declaration of 2025 as the International Year of Cooperatives under the timely and fitting theme, Cooperatives Build a Better World. Today, we renew our shared commitment to strengthening the cooperative movement as a vital engine in the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030 and as a strategic pillar of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda better. This is particularly evident in our ongoing work to transform agriculture, expand the MSME economy, deliver universal health care, provide affordable housing, and grow the digital and creative sectors. I take this opportunity to commend all stakeholders, leaders, practitioners, and cooperators for your unwavering dedication and exceptional contribution to Kenya's socio-economic advancement through the cooperative model. Fellow Kenyans, my administration remains firmly committed to uplifting the livelihoods of lower and middle-income Kenyans through an empowered and efficient cooperative movement. We have placed deliberate focus on revitalizing key agricultural value chains by supporting the creation of new cooperatives where they are needed and strengthening existing ones to boost their effectiveness and productivity. To support this agenda, we have rolled out wide-ranging policy, legal, and institutional reforms, alongside capacity building, financial assistance, and infrastructure development. These interventions are designed to foster an enabling environment in which cooperatives can thrive and deliver value to their members. One of the most significant milestones in this regard is the Cooperative Bill number 7 of 2024. This landmark piece of legislation, shaped by extensive public participation, is now before the Senate and will soon be presented for my assent. Upon enactment, it will herald a new era for the cooperative sector, anchored in strong governance, enhanced transparency, and improved service delivery. The bill also introduces provisions to mainstream youth participation and address emerging challenges such as climate change. Further, through the Ministry of Cooperatives and MSMEs Development, we have constituted a high-level committee of experts comprising both international professionals and distinguished local practitioners to undertake a comprehensive review of the SACCO subsector legal framework. This committee of experts is mandated to identify and address legal and regulatory shortcomings that have, in some cases, enabled mismanagement and undermined public confidence. These reforms will culminate in the review of the SACCO Societies Act 2008 and the development of regulations to operationalize both the amended SACCO Societies Act and the new Cooperatives Act. This comprehensive framework aims to establish a more robust, transparent, and accountable sector. It is also intended to root out the impropriety and malfeasance perpetrated by a few officials whose actions have stained the reputation of an otherwise noble movement. Let me be clear. My administration will pursue the recovery of misappropriated funds and hold to account those found culpable in full accordance with the law. We are resolute in our determination to restore integrity, trust, and dignity to the cooperative sector. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of our national economic transformation agenda, we are also implementing targeted interventions in high-impact value chains, namely coffee, cotton, dairy, beef, and leather. These sectors hold immense potential for increasing rural incomes and securing livelihoods. In the coffee sector, we have introduced far-reaching reforms aimed at improving transparency, accountability, and efficiency. The licensing framework has been restructured to assign clear and distinct mandates. County governments now license millers. The Capital Markets Authority licenses brokerage firms, and the Agriculture and Food Authority licenses buyers. This structure eliminates duplication, reduces conflict of interest, and curbs opportunities for collusion. For the first time in our history, coffee farmers, through cooperative-owned brokerage firms, have gained direct access to the Nairobi Coffee Exchange, eliminating exploitative middlemen. We have also introduced the direct settlement system, DSS, to ensure timely, transparent disbursement of proceeds to farmers and to guard against diversion of payments. While some concerns have been raised regarding the implementation of the DSS, I remain confident that ongoing consultations will address any outstanding issues and ensure smooth rollout. We have also enhanced the Coffee Cherry Advance Revolving Fund, increasing its capitalization from Kenya shillings 3 billion to Kenya shillings 4.75 billion. So far, over 580,000 farmers have benefited from advances totaling 8.9 billion Kenya shillings across coffee growing counties. Additionally, the Cabinet has approved a Kenya shillings 6.8 billion debt waiver for coffee cooperative societies, with Kenya shillings 2 billion allocated in the current financial year. These measures are bearing fruit, with some regions now recording an increase in farm gate coffee prices from Kenya shillings 50 per kilogram to as high as Kenya shillings 150 per kilogram. In fact, when we were visiting the stands, we were told that there are actually some farmers who have hit 172 Kenya shillings per kilogram. In the cotton subsector, we have embarked on a modernization program for ginneries to reinvigorate cotton cooperatives. Phase 1 of this program saw the successful upgrade of the Luanda District Cooperative Union Ginnery in Busia County. Phase 2 is currently underway at Pavi Cooperative Society in Kwale County, with similar interventions planned for other cotton growing regions. In the dairy sector, we have continued to invest in the modernization of new Kenya Cooperative Creameries, new KCC, positioning it as a buyer of last resort during periods of milk glut. To date, the government has invested Kenya shillings 4.6 billion in facility upgrades and milk stabilization efforts. In the current financial year, an additional Kenya shillings 550 million has been set aside, including 50 million Kenya shillings for a new processing facility in Narok and Kenya shillings 100 million for the upgrade of the Runyenjes cooling plant. Furthermore, Kenya shillings 400 million has been dedicated to stabilizing milk prices and protecting farmers' incomes. We are also supporting the construction of an animal feed plant at Meru Central Dairy Cooperative Union with Kenya shillings 100 million already disbursed and a further Kenya shillings 100 million earmarked. Milk coolers have been distributed to dairy cooperatives to improve product quality and reduce post-harvest losses. Before I go too far, we want to salute the Meru dairy cooperators. They have overcome all hurdles to become the leading dairy producer and processor in the country. And through their effort, they have enabled Kenya to become the #1 dairy processing nation in Africa. These interventions are geared toward improving farm productivity, stabilizing prices, and enhancing farmer profitability. On the beef and leather value chains, we have constituted a livestock sector working group to dismantle policy and financial bottlenecks and unlock opportunities for pastoralist communities. The government is spearheading the promotion of livestock cooperatives and revitalization of existing ones, particularly in arid and semi-arid lands. Feedlot systems are being advanced through cooperatives as a sustainable solution to increase productivity, improve value addition, and secure pastoral livelihoods. In addition, we are promoting the establishment of multi-value cooperatives and savings and credit cooperatives in every ward across the country. These grassroots institutions will serve as last-mile service delivery hubs, facilitating aggregation, market access, value addition, access to affordable credit and farm inputs. This approach is central to our strategy of creating jobs, enhancing rural livelihoods, and unlocking the full potential of our value chains. Dear cooperators, as we mark this year's Ushirika Day, let us take pride in the progress we have made in revitalizing our cooperative sector. Let us recommit to unlocking its full potential as a catalyst for inclusive economic transformation. My government's reform agenda is underpinned by the conviction that cooperatives are a cornerstone of economic empowerment, social cohesion, and national resilience. I therefore call upon all stakeholders across the public and private sectors to continue working hand in hand with us to build a stronger, more inclusive, and prosperous Kenya through the cooperative movement. Thank you and happy Ushirika Day. So that ends the President's communication. Let me just add 2 minutes of my time to just emphasize one or two things. First, let us now not just look at the cooperative cohesion as a movement. Let us make it a way of life. Let us make the cooperative movement a way of life. Let it become an economic religion. Let it become the mecca of our economy. That is how strong we can make the cooperative movement. You all know you are called from time to time to go into Harambes. A more sustainable way is to make the cooperative movement a way of life. So this is so strong, and the power of aggregation is important. The second point I just want to emphasize is that Kenya is the #1 cooperative nation in the whole of the African continent. And #7 globally. Savings are very fundamental to the growth of the economy. You've heard the statistics and the figures given by the minister about the muscle of the cooperative movement. We must continue to grow it, because without savings, a country will not grow. Savings are fundamental to that. Cooperative movements are homegrown. And when I stand here and I look right up to the end, it's amazing. There are over 10,000 people in this mega dome. This speaks volumes to the whole agenda of the cooperative movement and how far it has gone throughout the economy. If we have a strong cooperative movement, the resilience of our economy is strengthened, because even in a moment of political challenges, there shall be no capital flight. Hakuna mtu atatorosha pesa yake apeleke nje. That is how strong the Kenyan economy can come. Because sometimes foreign investment can be very shy. The moment Kenyans sneeze in the streets of Nairobi, some will engage in capital flight. But if we have a strong economy, a strong cooperative base, where the resources are homegrown and spread out of the country, then our economy will not be shaken when somebody sneezes in the streets of Nairobi. This is very important. Finally, I just want to underscore that through the cooperative movement, we can, and we have been doing, and we need to continue to enhance national integration and national cohesion. The way I see it and the way I know is that cooperators support each other. They guarantee each other within their respective movements. I don't think when you're supporting each other, when you are guaranteeing your fellow cooperator to access additional credit, I don't think tribe becomes an issue. What is important is whether the person is a member of your cooperative. Hapana ukabila. Hiyo guarantee haijaandikwa ni ya Muluya ama ya Mukamba ama ya Mudigo. Hiyo guarantee ambayo unapeana ni kwa sababu wewe na mwenzako muko kwa cooperative moja na nyinyi wote mnaweka hapo pesa. So you support each other. National cohesion, national integration. This is what we need for the country. Basically, what I'm saying, capital does not have a tribe. It does not. Finally, peace, security, and stability. For an economy to grow, we must uphold peace, We must maintain stability. We must have security for everybody and for our economic and social assets. We must follow and respect the constitution of that nation, and in this case we speak to the constitution of Kenya. We must be a law-abiding nation. And when the late Kibaki took over as president, you will recollect one of his fundamental statements was a three-word statement which became the headline. He simply said, "Obey the law." Obey the law. Go back into the archives, you will just find that headline. One response from Mzee Mwai Kibaki: obey the law. So I really want to appeal to all of us, those of us who are in public office, like myself, the citizen who gave us the opportunity through the ballot to serve. When we all go and look in a mirror in the morning, let us just remember to cite one thing: obey the law. That is a very humble appeal that I make. May I also say, I respect the resilience of the Meru Cooperative Society, because in the process of our expression publicly as enshrined in the Constitution to protest and to picket, the Constitution is also very clear under Article 37 that it should be peaceful, so that nobody is injured, no lives are lost, and no property is damaged. I know the Meru Cooperative Society suffered a serious hit in Meru because protesters decided they had an axe to grind with the government, but the Meru Cooperative Society became collateral damage. So let us ponder and reflect on some of our actions, as we also ask the security agencies not to injure citizens when they express their constitutional right. We also, in equal measure, request the citizens, when you protest, please also respect the rights of others. It is that kind of respect for each other that will make Kenya great, that is the hallmark of civilized nations, that is the hallmark of democratic societies. And my parting shot to all of you and to the Kenyans who are listening and watching is just to say that in 2010, through the ballot, the people of Kenya voted 70% to recognize and accept the new constitution of 2010. It was not just a resolution of Parliament. It was a resolution through the ballot to entrench the Constitution of Kenya. I want to appeal to everybody that let us not imagine that there would be a better arrangement other than that has been laid through the Constitution of Kenya. If we are unhappy, the process of changing a government constitutionally is through the ballot. And since 1963, when we got independence, Kenya has always had its elections. We have never failed to have elections. And in 2027, we shall not fail. We shall make sure the country has elections now that the IBC is fully constituted. Over and above that, let me tell you that our Constitution predicts, it's predictable, it's written, when there shall be a moment to refresh the mandate or to renew the mandate or to change the mandate. It's known, it's guaranteed, it's in the Constitution. I want to remind Kenyans that where there is an unconstitutional regime, to be more precise, a military regime, you will never know when the next election is. Because unconstitutional regimes suspend constitutions and then they rule by decree. And after we had our constitution, let us not allow a situation where anybody in Kenya rules by decree. It has to be constitutional. That is going to be our strength. That is what makes us who we are. That is what should define us as citizens. And I want to appeal to you, the resilience, the unity you bring to the cooperative movement. You as cooperators help us in educating the likes of Musalia Mudavadi to be more patriotic and nationalistic. Help us to communicate to the millions of cooperators, 15 million I was told, to be the engines of change, the engines of growth, the engines of revival, but while respecting the constitutional framework that we have. This is where our respect and stability will be anchored. God bless you all. God bless the cooperative movement, and I salute you for what you are doing, what you continue to do, and the future of Kenya is bright with a strong cooperative movement. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana, wape makofi ya waziri mwenye mamlaka kuu, Mheshimiwa Daktari Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi. Anapoenda kuketi, ningechukua fursa hii sasa hii kumwalika Bi Ruth Mueni ambaye ni mkuu wa